Hello! I want to teach you the new version of Alice off of My Name is Bear album. I've had a lot of hits on the old Alice. There's several different things in the new version. It's much simpler to play than the first version. But again, this is one of his more difficult pieces to play. Let me give you the notes here. Okay, there are 4 sharps in this piece. You have F sharp, G sharp, C sharp, and D sharp. We're going to learn this by writing down these chords, and then we're going to break up the chords into different patterns. So I advise you to get some paper and a pencil and write these chords down. If you notice, the first set of chords are both in the treble clef, your right and left hand. And it says 8 VA, which means your right hand is playing up an octave from where it normally plays. So, in the right hand you have E, G sharp, B, and E. The left hand you have E right above middle C. Then you have G sharp and B. Your second chord is E, G sharp, C, and E in the right hand. And in the left hand you have middle C sharp, G sharp, and C sharp. Third chord, right hand, C sharp, E, A, and C sharp. Left hand, A, E, A. And your last chord in this set is B, D sharp, F sharp, and E. And in the left hand, you're going to have B, D sharp, and F sharp. And over here I've written a little chord a few notes: C sharp, E, G sharp, C, G sharp, E, and C sharp. And I'll explain that when I get to it. Your second set of chord patterns is you're going back to the bass in the left hand, and in the treble you're going to have A, C sharp, and E, and in the bass you're going to have bass A's. Your right hand second chord is G sharp, B, and E. Left hand is bass E's. Third chord, you have D sharp, F sharp, and B, and bass B's in the left hand. And your last chord is E, G sharp, and C, and in the bass you have C sharps. Okay. This is one of Nahko's harder pieces to play, so if you're just starting out, this isn't the song you want to go for. It was really hard for me to switch it up in my brain from the old Alice to this Alice because it was kind of muscle memoried in my brain. But like I said, this song's easier to play, and you need to learn to play it slowly before you go on to try to play it fast. So here's our starting hand position. You got the E, G sharp, and B in your left hand, E, G sharp, and B, and a E with your pinky in the right. Okay, and we're going to do the right hand first, and we're just going to break this chord up into a pattern. And this pattern you need to learn because this is the pattern of the rest of the chords that in this first bunch of chords that I gave you. So it's E, G sharp, B, E, G sharp, D, E, G sharp, C sharp, E, G sharp. Wait a minute. C sharp, B, and G sharp. It's hard to slow my brain down. I'm going so fast. Okay, so let me try that slower. E, G sharp, E, G sharp, B, E, G sharp, D sharp, E, G sharp, A, B, G sharp, E. And once you get this pattern down, start trying to speed it up. Okay, your your left hand, in the meantime, it's going to be going E, G sharp, B, G sharp. So we'll hit both E's at the same time. When you hit your upper E up here, you're going to hit G sharp down here. When you hit your D sharp, you're going to hit B. And then when you hit your G sharp here, you hit this C sharp. So it goes. And we do 2 measures of that. Then we're going to go to the next set of chords. I have that written down wrong. It's the same chord as the first one. So you're just going to keep doing this. The only thing that's going to change on this are your C's. Let me fix this before I forget about it. So that's a B there in that second set of chords. 2 measures. Then you're going to change your left hand. That's all you're changing. And you're going to go C sharp, G, C sharp. And then we're going to go down to C sharp, E, C sharp, E, A, and C sharp. And we're going to go A, C sharp, E. And then we're going to go to B in the bass, B, D sharp, and G sharp. And we're going to go F. That is your B, D sharp, F sharp, and B. That's your last chord in the first set of chords. Then you start over. Again until you get to don't know. Let's see if I can get into this a little bit. My friend is coming and he means to reckon with me. Fever is hands back in my fire. Fever on members and boyish desires. There's a reason that you came to me lucidly in my sleep. Caught in the flow, I just did what I do. I work with my karma and overtime too. There's a reason that you came to me lucidly in my sleep. Okay, that's where we need to stop. When it comes to lucidly in my dreams, then he plays that for 2 measures. Lucidly in my dreams. And then he's going to go, the chords that I showed you over here, he's going to go up the scale and back down. And then he's going to take those same notes and take it up an octave. I think he might do it twice. We'll see here in a minute. And then when he gets up to the second time up here, he goes C sharp, D sharp, E, and G sharp way up high up there. So I am no cow. Okay, let's try that again. I work with my karma and overtime too. There's a reason that you came to me lucidly in my sleep. 2 times. Okay. Then we're going to go into the second chord progressions. There's just 4 chords there, and that's all we're going to play. We're not going to break those chords up or anything. And I hit them 4 times, then I go on to the next chord. And then you do it again. So let's see where that takes us.
You're superhuman. Time to power. Love is heavy. Will you be ready when the giants come? I will be there.
So when the giants come, he just hits that chord 1 time. Anyway, he hits that 1 time and then he starts back up here again with all this just repeating itself. Okay, and then that repeats for a long time.
You'll get yours. Came out of my in my sleep.
Aha!
Just what I remember.
That's right where I want to be. Because we're going to do the same thing repeated as before. And then he's going to go and up the last thing, the little notes going up twice. And then start with, again, I am no coward. So we're just repeating everything I just taught you. Tapped into power. The load is heavy. Will you be ready when the giants come? And on this, he's going to come up an octave and go, I will be there. Let's see, is that where? Hold on.
There's a reason that you came to me lucidly in my sleep. I am no coward. You're superhuman. Time to power. Love is heavy. Will you be ready when the giants come? I will be there.
Okay. That's what I needed. Okay, after that, when the giants come, I will be there. Instead of going to the... we're going to go to the first set of chords that I gave you. And instead of playing all 4 of them, we're going to play the top 3 on all 4 of those chords. He simplified this quite a bit by doing it this way, which makes it much easier to play. So you're going to go E, B, and G sharp, E, B, and G sharp. So you're going easy. Okay, and in the left hand, I've added E, G sharp, B, G sharp, B over and over again. And he does this 8 times. The next one is your E, and that's where the C came in that I changed. So that's C sharp and G sharp. And down in here, you're going to go C sharp, G sharp, C. So 8 times. Then the next one is C sharp, A, and E. And then in the left hand, you're going to go A, E, A. So sharp in the right, and then it's B, F sharp, and B. So. Okay, major flub. Okay, but anyway. And on this last chord, he's going to go. You're going to hit both. You're going to hit the same notes all the way up. E, G sharp, B, E, B, G sharp, E. And then you're going to come up an octave and just go E, G sharp, B, and E. So you're just going to break it up. So. And that's it. And then when you get all that pattern in, and I mean, it's really much simpler than the first Alice. And then you can play along and play along fast. Bye.